Mike Mills has been a friend for a long time. One of the great bands of all time, R.E.M. bassist, who joins us now. Where was your first live performance?
In a deconsecrated church on Oconee Street in Athens, GA.
How many people?
Oh, I'd say there were probably 300 people there. A lot of drunks.
Well, that's pretty good. Wait, did they know what they were seeing?
No, nobody knew what they were doing. It was a birthday party for our friend Kathleen, and there was a lot of beer and whatever else was going around Athens at the time. And there were 5,000 people that swear they were there, but there were only about 300.
When did you play a show where you said, "I think we made it"?
Wow. There was no, I don't know, it was a moment like that, but I'd say the first time we went out of Georgia, we played in North Carolina, and not only did we have the most rockin' show ever, we had a huge body painting party afterwards, and I said, this could be the life for me.
Wait a minute. Explain the body painting.
Well, it was a college town, and it was college times, and we ended up at this person's apartment, and somebody broke out a bunch of magic markers, and it was like Laugh-In, where the girls had all that stuff written all over their...
Are there pictures of that?
Oh, no. Thank God. See, most of my career was before YouTube and camera phones and all that good stuff. So,
the song that you hated playing in concert?
Oh, man, that's really not fair, but I didn't really have one until much later. I didn't really care for the song Lotus, and I didn't like playing it live. But, if somebody else made the set list and it was in there, I'd certainly play it with all the joie de vivre that I could muster up.
But you guys, shiny, happy people... You guys didn't embrace that, right?
You know what? It's a great song, and I'm proud of it, but I don't think we ever played it live. I don't remember ever doing it.
Is there one that you said, you know what? Did you guys ever, when you're looking at the set list, arguments, fights over what's played, not played?
No, because we all had what we call veto power. If there was any one thing that one member of the band didn't want to do, and he could say no, and everybody would be fine with that. So if somebody made the set list, we took turns making the set list, although it was usually Peter. But, if somebody would look at it and say, I really, really don't want to play that song, we'd just take it out.
So after 31 years, why?
Because we had the opportunity to go out on our own terms. We were creatively working very well. We had just put out two of, what I think are some of our best records. There were no real problems going on. We just looked at each other and said, you know what, how many people get to walk away when they decide to on their own terms? Nobody does that. I mean, sports, music, you just seldom see it. And so we said, you know what, I think we've accomplished all we want to accomplish. Let's shake hands and walk away and do some other fun stuff.
How do you put up with one another for 3 decades? Well,
the main thing is we do love each other. I mean, we're friends and always have been, and that really helps. But you also have to realize that this band, that's our life's work. It's the most important thing we'll ever do as humans, as musicians, and as a collective, and that comes first. And you learn to put aside your ego things for the furtherance of the greater good, which was R.E.M.
He's Mike Mills, R.E.M. bass player, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Give me the band that you would like to go on tour with.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you something that I do that is really cool. Your listeners might appreciate. Steve Wynn of the Miracle 3, formerly of Dream Syndicate, and Scott McCoy of the -5, also plays with R.E.M. for the last 15 years, got together and realized they both love baseball. So they started a band called the Baseball Project with Peter Buck on bass and Steve's wife Linda on drums, and believe me, she's worth the price of admission alone. But she's a great drummer is what I'm saying.
Oh, of course.
So when Peter doesn't play, I play bass with him, and it's all songs about baseball, and it's really, really fun stuff. So that's kind of what I'm excited about right now.
The oddest thing that Michael Stipe ever did in concert?
The most honest thing?
Oddest.
Oh, oddest. Well, you have to understand that getting up on stage in front of a bunch of people and doing this is pretty odd anyway. I guess probably back in the 80s, he decided that mustard would make a good hair gel. So, and of course, when you're sweating and it's 1,000,000 degrees in the club, mustard tends to do some interesting odorific things.
Nice. Didn't he wear a clear plastic suit?
No, he wore a suit made of FedEx packages. I think David Byrne's wife sewed them together and made a suit out of it, and that was pretty interesting.
Didn't he have a kilt? Was there anything under the kilt that he would, or whatever that was, that he would wear sometimes in concert?
He only did that once. It was, it was our first show in 5 years in front of about 60,000 people at RFK, and we said, well, what the hell, let's wear a dress. Basically, it was like a sarong or a dress, and frankly, I don't know what was under it, and I don't want to know.
Has the Internet been good or bad for music?
Oh, wow. I'd say it's a little of both. I mean, I think it's clearly cost musicians millions and millions of dollars, and of course that hurts the smaller bands more. On the other hand, it gives bands that are starting out now a chance to connect directly to their audience, literally, through your own webpage without the record company being the middleman.
But you look at how you guys started, grassroots. Did you guys embrace the alt band label? College rock, whatever it was?
Well, alt I never really liked, but college radio and R.E.M. we pretty much made each other. College radio was just getting really going then, we could send out our 45 and have a guaranteed audience of at least 2 or 3 people in every college town that we played. And the next time we played, we'd have 50, and the next time 500 or whatever. But it was very symbiotic between not just us. I mean, there were a whole series of bands back in the early '80s that were getting played on college rock, and therefore creating a circuit where they could go play in colleges all over the country.
How tough was it for Stipe to, with your catalog here, to remember all the lyrics?
Well, there was a music stand on stage. And
I did see a cheat sheet.
Oh, absolutely.
When you guys played in Raleigh, he had all the words there to the songs.
Absolutely. No, every night we had a music stand up there with all the words on it. I mean, he very seldom had to refer to it. I think it's more just knowing it's there that helps you get through it.
Don't Go Back to Rockville, still one of my favorite songs, and you get to sing it. Was there any thought that Michael was going to sing it instead of you?
I think he sang it in the early days, but we like to switch things up and keep it interesting for us. I just did that down. Mark Bryan from Hootie and the Boys had a charity golf thing down in South Carolina, and we got up and did a rousing version of that. You got
40-song retrospective. So what can people expect on this? And you got a couple of new songs.
We got 3 new songs that I really love, that they kind of encompass 3 of the different things about R.E.M. One of them's kind of goofy and fun. One of them's kind of sad and mysterious, and the other one's a little harder and tougher. The rest of it is just, it's what we liked from 1982 on. My feeling was, if there was an apocalypse and some Martian landed and found this CD, this double CD, and listened to it, it'd give him a pretty good idea of what R.E.M. sounded like.
You can't have a reunion tour unless you break up.
Yeah, but don't count on that. That's, it's just not what we do. It seems really mercenary and manipulative and all that stuff, and really we're done. When we're done, we're done.
If I said one song would encompass what R.E.M., the sound of R.E.M., what would that song be if you were explaining R.E.M. to somebody?
Wow. I'd say Man on the Moon would probably be a pretty good one. That has all the elements that I like about our band.
What if the president said, hey, you know what, can you help me here? Re-election, inauguration?
Well, you saw what we did for John Kerry, so, why not? No, I think individually we'll do what we can to get Obama back in there, but I don't know if it'll do us much good to play as a band.
Well, good luck with the compilation there and future endeavors there, Mike. Good to visit with you again.
Thank you, Dan. Good to speak to you, too.